Yes, yes. What's up, friends? This is MC Till with everybody's Hiphop Label. So good to have you back on the Boom Bap Chat. This is 48. Very, very excited tonight. We have an incredible guest. Just want to mention a few things before we feature our guest and invite him in. First thing to know is if you're in Cincinnati, Ohio, please make sure you stop over at Everybody's Records in Pleasant Ridge or check them out online at everybody'srecords.com. And if you don't have your book, Boom Bap Review, you can pick that up at boombapreview.com as well. All right, enough of that. We have an incredible guest tonight, a legend in the hip hop world. He's your idol, the highest title, the magnificent, he's got it made, all that stuff. We want to welcome to the show, a nice warm welcome for Special Ed. Special Ed, welcome to the Boom Bap Chat.
Peace, 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 peace to all, peace to all. Let the money fall.
Yes, yes. Oh yeah, let it fall over here a little bit too.
Yeah.
Man, it's good to have you. How are you doing today, man?
Chilling, man. I'm doing magnificent, man. As usual. Wow.
Yeah, cool. Also in the room, just want to let people know, as always, we have Profound.
Peace.
My man Joe Thomas, Joe November, IOMOS Marad, and Neville lurking in the background as well. Special Ed, we know you have some stuff you're working on now, some projects, and we definitely want to get into that. But we're all fans and we all enjoy hearing stories. And so there's just a few things I wanted to ask you about your story, and wanted to kind of set it up kind of in a narrative form. If you were writing your biography, how would you start it? What would be the first chapter of the Special Ed book?
Man, the first chapter in the Special Ed book is being born alone in this country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the first chapter. My brothers and they from my whole family from Jamaica. So I was the only one born here in America. So my chapter start with me being born alone in this country. That's how I start.
Yeah. Do you think you think that upbringing that influenced your music starting out?
Well, what influenced my music was probably more so when my brothers actually came here to America when I was probably about 4 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I was probably about 4 or 5 when they came to America, and that changed everything because then I had the interaction with 4 older brothers, and they taught me a lot, and they were all in the music as well as I was. I love music. My mother and father listened to music, and that's where the music came from. Just everybody loving music in the house.
Yeah.
So what kind of music would be playing in your home? Like when you say that, like what were y'all listening to?
Mostly reggae music.
Yeah.
Dance hall.
Yes.
And then when rap, we listened to a lot of R&B and disco at the time in the 70s and whatever was out. And then when rap was out, we started listening to rap. The tapes started circulating on the streets that was more underground. And then you had like WHBI and the Supreme Team and, Awesome 2 and things of that nature. Then, Magic and Red and everybody start, playing on commercial radio. But, we used to have to stay up real late to hear hip hop. So, that was how music started. And my brothers was into it too. So they got me into it, being a younger brother, just doing what my older brothers do.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. So you started out rapping really young. What was your first introduction into like writing, rhyming? What was that like?
That was our 3rd grade. That was poetry. That was learning how to make poetry and how to write rhymes. So I would think it was started about then, because I remember writing some rhymes in Miss Henkin class in 3rd grade. So I remember clearly because there was some rhymes. We would do homework and have to do poetry for homework too. And I made some jokes, I just would be writing wild shit in school, like, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't want her to read it in the class and shit. And it was a big thing, like a joke between us. So yeah, man, that was third grade. I started writing poetry a lot.
Was there a moment in time where you were like, wait a minute, I can do this for real? Like I can be.
Yeah, well, what happened was when they started reading the stuff out loud, everybody started laughing. So I'm like, okay, my shit is funny, huh? Right? Yeah. Let me tell you, one of y'all want to hear one of my first lyrics?
Yeah,
you remember?
You remember it, or do you have it?
Yeah, nigga, I'm a lyricist. What you
Man,
mean?
come on. Hey, look, you the first one to ever remember your first rhyme that we didn't have.
Okay, Let me tell you my first. This was really me learning poetry. So this is my first poem like that was a hit with the class. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It was published in the little class pamphlet. You feel me? You know, your class
dope.
get a little. Yeah. Well, I mean, they had to use the material from the class. What you gonna do? But my joint, and I had illustration too. My shit was crazy. Anyway, it said there once was a dog from Brazil who didn't want to take his pill. The little pups cried as their father died, and he didn't even write a will. I wrote that in third grade.
Third grade.
Wow.
Third grade.
Yeah,
That's
so that's where it started, and I think everybody laughed when they heard it, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's funny. It is kind of funny, huh?" All right. I thought it was all right, but I thought it was like corny funny. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was just really doing it to do the work. I was just like really kind of joking, like getting through the work. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So
dope.
so then Howie T jumps into the scene at some point. How did that connection come about?
Well, Howie T lived across the street from my cousins, my other cousins. So June, we was talking about Junior and them, but my cousins, the Pike family lived across the street from Howie on Schenectady. Damn, I done said they street. Anyway.
We'll have to edit that out.
Yeah. So anyway, growing up, I knew them since I was a child. Like going across the street to listen to them play, and they made mixtapes. They had a crew called CD3. And actually they had one of the earliest rap songs too. It's called Get Tough. You know what I'm saying? We know the world is rough, so get tough. That was my shit. So shout outs to Howie T and CD3. Rest in peace to his brother Rob. And yeah, just shout out to Howie T in general. He's a Brooklyn hero, superhero.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel me? So I was rhyming and doing things throughout junior high school and making my name in the hood. And then I felt confident enough to go to Howie at that point because until then, I was just a little kid, man. Come on.
Yeah.
I was 15 when I went to him in the first place.
Wow.
So it was kind of like when I'm gonna really, I'm gonna go to him as a little, really, even at that age, I was young. Well, I was skinny all the time. So, I look young too.
Right.
I don't know how I got in clubs, but you know what I'm saying? I looked young. And, I don't know if I would take me seriously unless I heard me. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that's what it took. So one day I went over there and, I spit for them and they heard me and it was like, that was it. So I went in. I went in like I was on the street going for somebody's name, going for somebody's neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you started working with him, I heard in another interview you did one time where you talked about writing for another artist, The Real Roxanne. And
actually, before my album came out, I wrote a record called Don't Even Feel It for The Real Roxanne that was on her album. Before then, that's why I said, like, I couldn't just go over to Howie like that, as a little kid, because he was working with The Real Roxanne, with UTFO, with Chub Rock, with Little Sean, with Puma, with Whistle, and Full Force. And like, you gotta really, it's almost like just trying to go to, somebody crib that got a status.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just roll up and be like, yo, I'm hot. You know what I'm saying? So I did it kind of, you know, a little more political. I asked my cousin, yo, tell Howie I want to holler at him about this music, you know. He need to hear me. I'm nice, you know. So that's how that worked.
Did you write for anyone else back then?
Nah, man, because Fred Mineo from Select Records ain't never pay me. Oh. I call everybody name, man. I don't care no more, man. I'm like, man, fuck everybody that failed. You feel me?
Yeah, I remember hearing you talk about how, like, back then, you know, you had to go through record labels to get on. You didn't have the internet and stuff like that, and so the record labels took advantage.
Hell
of it.
Yeah, what internet? What the hell are you talking about?
Right.
Internet, man. It wasn't no that. It wasn't even no sound scan, man. What you talking about?
Right.
We didn't even have sound scan on the record to track it. Nothing to track it. All we had was they word, and that was what it was.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
We had a word. Hey, honest. Hold your hand up. Honestly. Right. Hey, for real, guys.
Yeah. And you hear the story again and again about, you know, artists being taken advantage of back then.
Well, see, this is the nature of the business. I mean, no one knew better. They didn't know their worth. You know, somebody had to do something and set the bar, set a standard, do something, because shit just get ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, if they know they can get away with something, they're gonna do it. And that's the bottom line. And that goes with it just about anybody, man. People know they can get away with stuff. Even babies. If the baby know he can cry and get what he want,
Facts. Yep. No doubt. So The Youngest in Charge, one of the things that, you know, about that album, you know, in addition to the incredible singles, it had in my opinion, it had a very eclectic feel to it. You know, it had a darker sound with Taxing, it had the boom bap, Got It Made, you know, the club scene joint, the house music, I don't know what instrument it was, but the Wild West vibe on Hold Down, the Go-Go, Heads and Dreads, the reggae. Like, you had a very eclectic sound on that album. Was that something that was your taste and your thing, or was that more Howie T, or was it kind of an algorithm of the two?
I think pretty much back then we was in the zone of sampling and the remaking of hits and just digging in the crates.
Yeah.
And that led to, you know, what we chose. But I think it was more or less us sitting there and vibing, because I would say 80% of the tracks we sat there and dug through the crates together. Maybe 2 or 3 tracks he might have just had the track ready, like, yo, check this out.
Right.
All of the remixes he pretty much did, though, as far as I can remember. Like, I came back and that shit was remixed. Howie was notorious for remixing, man. He is the actual king of the remix, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, period. Because since I started my career, every song, every single had a remix. Period.
Wow.
From the beginnings, every one. So, you know, a lot, whatever. Everybody could talk shit all they want, but Howie is the king of that shit. Howie is the king of the remix.
Right on.
He just don't talk shit. See, Howie is a very humble. Howie is one of the greatest people on this earth that I've come across, in my opinion, because I've come across a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I think I can say, you know, I'm a fairly good judge of character. But as far as character and people, man, I rate Howie up there. Like, you know, Howie's like a big brother more so to me than just, you know, a producer or a friend. You know what I mean? He like a big brother, has always been. So, you know, shout outs to Howie, man. Like, you know, just him seeing and having the vision and the talent is what culminated and brought all of this together.
Do you still keep in touch with him?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So is he still doing music?
Howie does a lot of stuff, but yeah, Howie still does some music. You know, that never goes away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
So after Youngest in Charge, dope album, then another dope album right after that, Legal. And then an album I really wanted to ask you about, and we had someone on Facebook ask this question earlier today about the album Revelations. That the question was, I'm paraphrasing, But, can you ask Special Ed about, how he felt that album was received? Because this individual thought the album was better than the reception it got. And so can you speak to, just the making of Revelations after, a few years from the first two classic albums and how the album was received, how you felt about that album?
Well, let me just say this. When Revelations came out, what people didn't know was that was the last album in a long drawn out legal woes with the label.
Okay.
So basically that was like no effort on their part at all.
Gotcha.
I think that was the end of the road for us.
Right.
And they just fulfilled their obligation and I guess tried to make their money. But at the end of the day, they wasn't about really promoting or pushing Special Ed as, that artist or that guy. It was just like, here's the album.
Wow.
And you can't do that in the year 1995 with all the classics.
Not with what was going on.
You gotta push it. Yeah.
Right. It was too much classic shit popping off for them to pay it no mind like that. Like they did a little something. I think they did. They did 2 videos maybe. Yeah, they did 2. Did they? Yeah, I think they did 2 videos.
Okay.
But end of the day, they really didn't go hard on any, marketing, radio, anything like that. It was just like, it was just the end of the road. They was just like, all right.
Yeah, I gotta say that I thought that album was dope. I thought that was a dope album.
Yeah, it was see what people don't see is on the back end, like what's really going on.
Yeah.
When they see artists not doing what they love to do, they have to question like what's going on. And it's not, always the artist goofing off or high somewhere or drunk or, in the streets, or it be business. It be that shit ain't right sometime. And, you hear a lot of artists talk out, a lot of entertainers talk out, and then people say, they wildin' or they crazy or they this or they that. Nah, should just be what it be. Right. And y'all just don't understand because you're never there. You couldn't fathom that situation.
Right.
I hear a lot of other artists, man, like famous entertainers, like movie actors, comedians, different people that really go in on the horrific experiences and things they've had to deal with, just like in general, maybe Hollywood or in the business. And, fortunately, I never had to do any of that. Like I don't know, I guess I've been lucky, or people, can tell that I'm not really playing those games.
Yeah.
But shit happens and people try to say things about it and people would just ignore it, or they act like something wrong with the person. And that's my problem with Sheeple. My problem with Sheeple is they so fucking bad.
Sheeple, exactly. I like
they
that.
So fucking bad. They don't fucking know nothing but what they see on the news that somebody wrote for every station.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Before we fast forward a little bit, fellas, Profound, Joe, Io, Neville, anything that you got on your minds?
Ed, I got a question. I noticed over the years, because I'm just a couple years behind you myself. I've noticed, like, I've never really seen you like crewed up, you know what I mean, with anybody besides when the Crooklyn thing came out. And I was wondering, was that really on purpose or something that you did? Because I always admired the fact that it was just every time you seen Special Ed, it was just Special Ed, you know what I mean? At one point with DJ Action, of course, or with Howie T. But I noticed, like, with everybody in affiliations, I just wanted to know, was that something that you purposely, set out to do?
Well, no, really what it was is when I started in the game, everyone was an individual and there wasn't really dynamics set up for a lot of collaborations in rap. Like just point blank. So when you think about, Rakim never did a song with, Dougie Fresh. Kane never did a song with a Special Ed. But within their own crew now, they did songs together. So when the Juice Crew came out, that was more like a crew of MCs and they rapped together. But before the Juice Crew, everyone was really kind of like individual artists, period. And there wasn't really much collaborating other than people within your crew. Or like, say for instance, EPMD's bringing out Das Effects and Redman and Keith Murray, blah blah blah. So they make records with them, but outside of their immediate crew, they didn't really like have songs with Heavy D or have Rest in Peace or have songs with a Special Ed or anything. It was kind of set up in a way where labels were individualized and about monetizing within their labels before they started to cross market and cross brand with just various collaborations out the blue.
Okay.
One of our we're all pretty big Boot Camp Click fans. I know IOMOS is a really big fan, and I know that you did some work with them. Is that right?
Absolutely, man. I would say that when Boot Camp Click geared up and started putting out the bulk of their group stuff, OGC, Helter Skelter, Rest in Peace, Sean Price, and introducing those acts, they were all kind of like, doing a lot of the work at the Dollar Cab Lab between there before they started going to D&D. And it was kind of like it was really between the lab and D&D. They're like vibe out in Brooklyn, record, track it out, take their time. The lab was more of a home for artists. So, it was more of a place where we know we can chill, fall back, spend the night. People be all over the futons, all over the place, just everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just like that kind of vibe. So, they definitely did a lot of work over there, and shit, it was great times,
Yeah. Did you record them, or were you producing for them?
Yeah, we recorded them, did a little production, but mostly engineering and stuff. Like, they would come in and kind of know what they wanted. So it was really just about, chopping up, sequencing, recording vocals, shit like that.
Of the artists that you produce for, is there one that stands out like, yeah, I really enjoyed working with this artist?
Oh shit, all of them really. I really enjoyed working with Sizzla.
Oh,
Sizzla Kalonji. He's very talented.
Man.
Yeah, very talented artist. You know what I'm saying? He can make songs on the spot, like real talent. You know what I mean? Singing, chatting, like mixing it up too. So I like his and the vibe. See, a lot of artists get so political and this and that and the third. I ain't really into all that shit. Like stuff I did. Like, I knew the artists that I worked with. I fucked with them. It wasn't just like their label contacted me or I solicited tracks to their label. You know what I'm saying? It was more so people I fucked with, I worked with, like Pac. We was cool before he was making records. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. Like Junior Mafia, I went to school with Klepto. So, and I'm talking about elementary school, not high school. I'm talking about when we was little. So basically, it's all from relationships for me. It's more so, and how I vibe with a person, as opposed to, oh, they hot, they on the charts, let me get a track on their album.
Yeah. Speaking of that Junior Mafia, I feel like that Junior Mafia album was slept on. That's a great album.
Yeah. Well, everything is about the press. If it's not marketed enough, or in certain areas or regions, then we always gonna feel, have opinions or feel how we feel. But it's a great album. Yeah, it's a great body of work overall, man. And I think that it's a classic.
Yeah, it's super dope. IO, did you have something you want to?
Yeah, I got so many questions I want to ask, but the one question I want to ask is, like, when it comes to your style of rhyming and MCing, I feel like nobody ever duplicated that. Nobody, like, your pattern, the way you chose your words, the way you like lines your words up. Like, I feel like you don't get the props that you deserve when it comes to when people talk about lyricism and talk about cadence. Like, I still study as an MC. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan first, and I would say I'm a student of MCing, and you definitely one of the people I keep returning back to when it comes to your style. And I feel like your style is still complicated to this day.
I appreciate that.
Bro.
And you know what? I think that comes from me actually learning from the poetic aspect, man, from syllable structure, from really understanding how to write a rhyme. And I don't even know if a lot of people understand that there is actual syllable pattern and syllable structures to poems that are numbered. They're numerous numbers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I learned that, and I think that stuck with me, and learning those patterns was built in kind of at that point to where when I'm writing, I can kind of like, you know, just speak in syllable patterns, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And make it rock.
And it was effortless. You know what I mean? Like you sounded like it was like that was like second nature for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna tell you, back then I had a few different I used to categorize my styles of rap. Okay. Just on some, you know, trying to sort my shit out to make records. Right. So I had the, you know, the style where I'm braggadocious style, right? Yeah. And I had a style I call the slow talk style. So it was really basically like I'm talking to you. Yeah. But it's to the beat and I'm rhyming on time and I'm saying some hot shit. So that's how I freaked it. It was like I'm talking to you, but I'm still spitting hard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when I did most of those songs anyway on the first album, I was sitting down. Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I was sitting down that whole album.
That's dope. That's dope. And could I ask him two more questions?
Yeah, of course.
Two more questions. All right, going back to Howie T, like, no, first, yeah, okay. Going back to Howie T, right? So I was listening to your first two albums, you know, preparing for this interview, right? And I kind of like, I could hear how Howie T may have influenced producers like Pete Rock and others. Like I could hear the influence of Howie T. So would you agree with that? Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I think that just like how we as MCs build and learn from each other, producers are the same because they're musicians listening to other musicians and being inspired by them. Right. So I do hear a lot of, you know, drum patterns. Like there's certain fluctuations in patterns and certain ways you double up on snares and drums and shit like that. So I could hear certain styles, but you know, it was a trend. It was eras. It's like how you say they had the New Jack era when it was a kind of like that sound. Yeah. So even though it might not have been Teddy producing the track, it may have sounded like a New Jack era track because of the sound of that time. You know what I mean? Yeah, like right now, we in the trap era where everything sound like one song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Even though it got different little melodies around, it's like a mix, a big mix. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. And then my last question is your guest appearance on the Cosby Show. How did that come about?
Man, you know, they was casting for a rapper, really, the role of a rapper, and I had just finished doing like 2 videos with Malcolm, so he you know, they let us know they was doing an episode with some rappers. If I wanted to, you know, participate, I could come down and read for it. So I was like, hell yeah, the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an actor dude like that. I ain't really too hype off or nothing. But when the Cosby Show is something different. You know what I mean? Sure, when I heard that's like historical. That's classic. So when I heard that there was an opportunity to be on that particular show, I was like, oh hell yeah. So I went and read for that. And you know, at the time things was hot. And I think it was a good look, you know what I'm saying? It worked out.
That's what's
and shout outs to Daryl Chill Mitchell. He was on that episode with me, my man Chill. Yeah, that's my boy there, man. And we were probably the only 2 hip hop artists that ever appear on the Cosby Show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's dope.
For sure.
Well, I know time is money, and we want to respect both your time and your money. So, want to
it's all good.
Talk a little bit about some things happening. You know, a little bit recently. I heard of this thing called Top Shelf 1988.
Yeah.
Can you speak to that? Because that kind of flew under my radar, and I'm curious to know what that's all about.
Well, Top Shelf 1988 was a collection of songs that were recorded that from classic artists. So like myself, MC Light, Chubb Rock, Big Daddy Kane, et cetera, et cetera. So it was a bunch of artists that did a project centered around, it was all around 1988. So it was like all the artists of that day and unreleased songs.
So was it recorded back in 88?
Pretty much in the era.
Okay, because I couldn't tell if it was recorded like recently and they just made it to feel like it was from 88 or if it was actually recorded back then.
The magic of music making. Music magic.
Is that like part of the mystique? Like we don't really know. Because I thought I heard someone talk about like there was a fire involved with some of these tapes.
Yeah, it was a nice spin on that, huh? Yeah.
The mystique.
Nah, that was a fan. They did a great, that was one of the most professional and smooth promotional adventures. I mean, they were really professional. I like how they handle it, man. Shout out to the whole crew over there.
I gotta say, if you're listening to this podcast or the video right now on Facebook, if you don't know what we're talking about, go on Spotify or wherever, type in Google Top Shelf 1988. Find this project and listen. If you like boom bap hip hop, you're gonna love this album. It's a phenomenal album. Like Special Ed said, it's got classic MCs. Grand Pooba's on there, Drez, Master Ace.
What?
Yeah, it's a phenomenal record. So okay,
yeah. Wow. It's a lot of it's everybody from that era.
Yeah. Biz Markie was on there. It's just it's such a great album. So go check that out if you haven't.
That's what's up.
Yo, Steezo, rest in peace to Steezo.
Rest in peace to Steezo, man. Yeah. So I just recently did a song for Steezo's album, The Last Dance, and it featured myself and Tash from the Licks, and it's called Rap Zone. Wow. Yeah, that's y'all don't have that record?
Nah, we do not.
I'm about to get it to y'all. But
thank you. Yeah, we love to check it out.
I do this for Steezo, man. My man ain't here. I'm gonna just share my verse with y'all so y'all can understand how we came at it.
Please.
It's from the Rap Zone. Steez hit me on the bat phone. Told him, nigga, I'm your backbone. Plus, I hate robbing. I'd rather sell weed. Everybody get high and nobody bleed. But the forces of evil got us lost as a people. Of course, it's illegal, so we need you. Summon the covenant of heavenly forces. Get me my sword and fetch me my horses. Prepare my saddle. We here for battle. We taking no losses. Technically, I electrically, disrespectfully spit on whoever next to me for connectivity. Then I power on, now your power gone. I absorb your life force with a right cross. Be warned. I ain't gonna show you, I'ma teach you. My name is Special Ed. Nice to meet you.
Nice. That's
dope. Yeah. Shout outs to Steezo, man. Rest in peace to my brother forever, Steezo E.
Can and just for those out there that maybe a casual listener that don't know Steezo, can you just give us just like a little bio of Steezo, who he is and what he has made?
Steezo started out dancing for EPMD back in the days. So if you watch any of EPMD's original videos, you're gonna see Steezo dancing in it. And then Steezo actually came out and did his solo career and came out as a solo hip hop artist. And he just is all around was a great human being, just period, man. Always positive attitude, always about productivity, moving forward. He had several businesses he was involved in, had a barbershop, clothing line, bow ties. He had these ill bow ties. It was crazy. And the shop out here in Charlotte, he lived out here in Charlotte where I'm at now.
Okay.
Wow. So that was also a common bond that we had, And a lot of artists, man, like, Ecstasy just passed, Prince Markie D just passed. Yeah. And I'm gonna say, fortunately, these were not from violence, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, I feel like we've been compromised to where we are uncertain of our health and our immediate futures reaching this age.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in our middle age, what's supposed to be our middle age is like, you know, becoming the end of our life cycle. And that can only be from being compromised in some form.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whether it be poor health from you know, our foods or whatever other substances or reasons being. But I feel like we've been compromised. There's too many young people dying off.
Yeah.
And, you know, they could call it what they want, say what they want, but it's a lot of shit unrelated. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of unrelated shit going on. So, you know, just be careful out there and pay more attention to your health and your mental health.
Definitely.
Just like from your coaching, man, ital is vital, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Right.
And I just want to say, man, to a lot of people out there on social media, you know, sometimes I'm more of a person that if you're supposed to have some sense, then you should be able to follow. I shouldn't have to explain everything out. And sometimes I'm poetic. I'll be speaking in parables. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to reach my Christ state. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if y'all don't understand me, just don't fuck with me. Leave me alone. This ain't for everybody. I'm not for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm for few. And that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna see though. I got some big things happening in the near future where I will see exactly how intelligent we all are.
Yo, well,
That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see exactly how intelligent we all are real quick. So I got Media, my media company that I just launched, and I got a lot of big, exciting things happening in the near future. And I would love to just see where everybody is at mentally. So I'll see y'all soon. I'll be coming back on the show and all that good stuff too. I'm gonna get a nice little comb my hair and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get another picture with more money on that motherfucker.
There you
go. Nah, but I also want to say, man, I just want to say to these young rappers out here, man, please get some direction, man. Please protect your brands, protect your lives, protect your families, and protect your legacies, man, because you're not really giving yourselves a chance to grow and to mature, to become great artists and to become as wealthy as you possibly could. You know, if you're gonna do this, you're doing this for wealth. I'm sure you're not doing this for death. You're doing this for wealth. So if you want to gain wealth, learn how to maintain it and gain some knowledge, man. Like we got to stop moving emotionally and start moving mentally.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt. Well, Special Ed, we appreciate you being here. And when you are, when you're able or want to talk about your future endeavors you're getting into, man, you're always welcome back to chat it up with us.
Oh yeah, we just dotting the I's and crossing the T's. That's
there you
all.
go. Right on.
Sure.
Right on.
All right.
Cool, man. You mentioned social media. Do you get on? Are you on social media to where you like people following you and connecting with people? They
can do that, but I don't be on there every day. I don't scroll. I don't do all that crap, man. Like I don't even watch TV no more. Like I'm on some different shit. No, you know why? Because when you really understand how it all works, then you start to leave it alone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's programming is what it is. You know, it's television. It tells
a live vision. You know
channel is channeling. Programming is programming. So you got to understand what's going on. And once you, and what I learned that was dangerous that I really didn't realize growing up, all the images of death. You normalize it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's bad.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. For sure.
Yeah. We got to stop intaking all those negative images, man. I don't watch all that shit.
So can I ask you a question real quick? So you saying when the things that you're coming out with in the future, you want to see how intelligent the people are, right? Listeners or watchers or whatever you do. So how do you feel about consciousness, the state of consciousness in rap music today? I would just like to hear your input on that.
I feel like it exists, but it's not being focused on.
Right.
It does exist. There's artists out there that's all they do is conscious shit, but nobody gonna hear it unless you dig for it.
Yeah.
So what we need to do is we need to promote conscious music. We need to say, this is the shit.
Right.
Amongst ourselves, amongst our community. The only thing is the machines and the monsters, they promoting and putting their money behind death.
Yeah.
Right. And see, and that's why I got love for Sizzler Kalungi. You know what I mean? Like, he's always dropping knowledge, wisdom, understanding. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even in a love joint, you go hit some gems. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly,
Like,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Well, that's how Rastafari move. Everything is about, wisdom and the truth and enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? So you always gonna hear that. Anybody that's a true Rastafari that make music, you're gonna hear all the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna hear some real conscious lyrics.
Indeed. Man, this is good.
Yeah.
Oh, man, you dropping gems, Ed. For real.
It's all good, man. I'll be back too, man. It's all good because I got a lot to share. Trust me.
Yeah, bro.
I got a lot to share with the people, and I want to see who feel me now, because a lot of people don't really understand the truth or my truth, But I'm aligned with some people that are well in tune with my truths and understand the truth themselves. And we're not out here playing no fucking foolishness games.
Right.
Like, this is about reality. This is about how do we get back from this setback, this type of economic setback, this type of strategic role play, mind control. Like, all of this shit going on is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And people just absorbing it, not even understanding it. They feeding into it. Motherfuckers walking around here with 2 masks. Like, they need to fucking get slapped 2 times in their fucking head. Like, this shit crazy, man. And not say, look, we have to obey the law. It's the law of the land, and we need to abide by the law so we're not in prison or we're not enslaved, in other words, because that's that's how they enslave you, is prison. But just do what you can, but be conscious and understand what's really happening out here. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And check out what they're doing with these gun laws and shit. Like, y'all think this shit is a joke. Y'all think this shit is a joke. This shit about to be real. So just decide what you want to do. I'm gonna just let y'all know, though, it's more guns than police and military in the United States of America. So y'all motherfuckers better hold y'all shit down. Stop playing with me.
Right.
Don't have me out here popping off by my fucking self.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Right. That's what's up.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, man.
But I'll be back for the people. I'm coming back for my people. Period. And that's what I've been working on. I've been saying it. And people may not understand what I'm saying when I'm saying it, but I'm gonna say what the fuck I'm saying. And y'all gonna get it when y'all get it. And if y'all smart enough to get it, y'all gonna come with me. You feel me? Yeah. Cause trust me, all I do is think. So ain't nobody out here out thinking me. I don't give a fuck what your occupation. You're not out thinking me. Sorry.
like hearing you talk about this, it take me back to the situation that happened with you and your brothers with the police.
Oh man,
would you like to like?
Nah, I don't want to talk about that shit.
Fuck
Right,
police.
no doubt, fuck police and
absolutely.
Fuck police again.
Absolutely.
And no, look, don't get me wrong, because I have friends, family that are in military service and even police, even federal agents. Let's keep it all the way real. I got motherfucking homies and people that been in COs, everything. So we got people that have to work for a living, people that have to support their family. So people that's working for a pension and a future. And we got to understand that. So this, even though the system is designed a certain way, not everyone in it is that way. However, there's accountability as well. So we got to be accountable for our shit. And if you working with somebody, you're gonna be accountable for your coworkers shit too. Y'all in the same company. If the company fucking up, the whole company fucking up.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Ed, sorry, I just had. Did you talk about the name? Some of the
Semedia.
Yes.
Yeah, that's Semedia stands for Special Ed Media, SE Media, Semedia. And I'm doing a lot of things with Semedia in terms of media in general, period. So, there's different lanes, different verticals there. We'll see what those are. I'll sit down and talk to everybody about what I'm doing. I actually just started a club on Clubhouse called I Got It Made, Semedia.
Nice.
And that's where I will be setting up to begin to disseminate this critical information. So, I just suggest everybody tune in. Y'all know I don't bother nobody. I don't fuck with people, and I don't be out here talking shit for no reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't waste my time. That's important. Time management is important.
Absolutely.
And I definitely don't waste my time.
Definitely.
So we got you. I've been working on this for a long time.
Well, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, we definitely looking forward to it, bro.
Amen. Amen. Me too.
If you want to come back, doors open for you always.
Oh, I will do. I'll be right back too. I'm gonna holler at MJ, make it do what it do.
All right, that sounds good. Thanks so much for being with us tonight, Special Ed. We really appreciate you.
No worries.
I
appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
Stay up, man. No doubt, man.
Respect,
all right, peace and love.
Peace, peace.
Bless.
Yo.
Yeah, man.
The magnificent. Man, I understand people have time and they, everyone has, you got to go on with your life and do other things. And Special Ed is a very important person with important things to do. But man, at the end, it was just getting good. It's like, man, tell me more.
Yeah, man, for real.
What are you talking about? Tell me more.
Reeling you in, man.
I know, that's right. That's how you do it, though. You just give people a little bit at the very end before you go.
Absolutely.
Have them come back. Yeah. So
dope.
That was dope. Let's talk about IOMOS, man. Takeaways, man. What are you leaving this conversation with?
Man, so much, so much. Yeah, can you come back to me? Because I'm like I'm still processing, man. I'm like,
man.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We'll come back. We'll bump up the profound.
Man, takeaways is I'm more of a fan of his now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, than I was before. It's like very authentic brother, man. Very authentic brother. Very very straight to the point brother, man. And he raps that way. He raps very straight to the point too. So this was good, man. It was a good conversation, man. He's cool, definitely easy to talk to and very engaging too. You know what I mean? So man, dope conversation, man. He's a pretty dope cat, man.
Yeah, Joe, how about you?
Can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you. Yep.
Okay. Just an intelligent brother. You can just tell that, he's been on this earth a while. He's seen some things. It's made him realize some things that, there's a lot of stuff out there that ain't cool, and some of the stuff you got to stay away from. I respected his notion about not watching a whole lot of TV and not paying attention to a lot of the negative stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
No doubt. Neville, any takeaways for you?
I want to see if Brother Io's ready. You ready, Brother Io?
Yeah, I guess, I'm gonna be thinking about this a while, but just how he's comfortable with who he is. You know what I mean? Like, not like he was saying, like he not doing this for followers. He's not doing this for and you could tell it's like a bigger purpose for why he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? And it just resonated with me because I'm the same way. Like it's not about followers. It's not how many hits you getting, but hip hop is that platform where we can get a message out. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that he was talking about, seeing how, the litmus test to see who's intelligent. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the music industry play on the illiteracy of people. You know what I mean? They take for granted. They try to think. They like I heard somebody tell me, like I wrote a chorus, and he was like, "Yo, the chorus is too well." Not even for me. Like when De La came out with, I forget what song that was, and BET was like, "We're not gonna play this because it's our listeners. This is too intelligent for our listeners. Like, who are you to say?" You know what I'm saying? Like, who's intelligent and who's not intelligent? So I really, that resonated with me a lot when he was saying that. Like, I want to see how many people out here is like really awake, who's really intelligent, who's really thinking. And it's more than we think. Because me talking to young people every day as an educator, you would think that young people, like just off face value, that they're not thinking about things that's happening in the world, but they are. And we just don't give them the opportunity to feed on that based on the music that keep pumping through mainstream. So I'm sorry, I'm going on, but that's it. That's what stuck out to me.
Before we move on, IOMOS, can you let people know that are tuning in? They tune in, every week. What you do, you drop little gems here and there about talking with kids and being with kids. But can you let them know what you do?
I was a graduation coach for Black students, but the situation happened.
Things happen.
Yeah, things happen. But I am a full-time student. I'm gonna get my PhD in critical hip hop pedagogy. It was actually Black studies through the lens of critical hip hop pedagogy and critical race critical race reading, basically, like reading material through a critical race lens, basically. Right. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and creating a platform for Black students, Indigenous students, Latinx students that's like viewed as minorities, giving them a platform where their voice can be heard. You know what I mean? And if they experiencing things that's oppressive to them or harmful for them, whether that's school, their community, they can use this as a platform to speak out about it, to create change. You know what I mean? So that's what my work is in.
That's great, man. That's great. Thanks for letting the people know. Appreciate it.
No doubt. Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I think it's important for listeners to know, that what you bring to the table. So
thank you.
What you're doing. Yeah. Neville, anything you take away from this conversation tonight?
Lots of takeaways. So I think I've said this before in another one. Self-reliance, resilience, knowledge of self. That's what I heard at the second half of this. And it was very important. And it's interesting that he started off with a quote unquote materialistic song about I got it made, and to see his art to where he is now as a man, still talking about money, but like for use in empowerment and not dumbing anything down to make the money, staying intelligent, staying educated while using the resources and centralizing that. I think that's amazing. And like Io said, doing it on his terms. Yeah, it's like FUBU, right? For us, by us, like that type of vibe. And it's like, if you want to get on board, that's cool. If you don't, you could get left behind, but we're going to still continue with the mission. Kind of remind me of Black Star, Marcus Garvey, that type of thinking, like get on board or, stay on the docks. Bye. This ship is leaving either way. Bob Marley would say it too, with like Zion Train. You're either getting on board Zion Train or you can hold your ticket and stay there. It's up to you. So that was like the main piece that I got. And what I'm kind of hearing as a thread with let me not say all, but many of the artists that are coming on here is I'm hearing this thing about how you need these resources to move forward. And what I really wanted to ask him was that independent spirit, especially when he talked about Steezo. He had this business, that business, this, the joke on In Living Color is like, yes, Jamaica, and I have 20 jobs. I'm a pilot. And there's a joke to that, right? But then there's a reality to that of I have more than one skill. And you can put me in the jungle and I'm going to figure out how to run water, right? I'm going to kill the animal, skin it, wear the clothes. Like, it's like a thing of self-reliance. Like I said, like we're going to stretch everything to the fullest extent. That's what I heard out of special ed.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to like go so long, but and to name yourself, or whoever named them at the age of 16 said, "Hey, you're special,
Right.
educated."
Yeah.
That's what I heard right now. Special, educated, proud Black man. That's what I heard tonight. And then on top of it, lastly, again, he said Sizzler Kalanji. Those
Exactly.
2 words. That's all I need. Sizzler Kalanji,
Kalanji,
means
man.
victorious warrior.
Yes, sir.
Kalanji. So Bobo Ashanti. And then Till, I'm gonna say this. As far as the count is concerned, first time I've ever heard the word Rastafari used in this setting.
Yeah.
So highly Selassie, power of the Trinity, God bless.
Yeah, man.
That's it.
Right on.
Peace and guidance. God bless.
Right on. Right on.
Yeah, man.
Well, echoing what many of you said, one thing that he talked about was how what he has is not for everybody. And in this day and age where artists are so often trying to get everybody, everybody needs to come to my thing. I'm doing this huge thing. And he like took the opposite approach,
Yeah.
And I think there's actually a lot of wisdom in that, that when you focus and when you go deep with a few, that's powerful than to go shallow with the lot, So I thought that was powerful, and that really stood out to me. So, and I echo a lot of what you all said too about,
man.
So it's dope. It's super dope. So I'm excited to know what he's working on.
I know.
And if I'm going to be an intelligent one to get it,
Man,
or not.
You are. Come on, Till. Yeah, man.
I'm
we
excited.
Get it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have him back on and chat with him. So
I got
next
my
week,
golden ticket. I got my Willy Wonka golden ticket. I'm on board.
There you go. Profound. Can we announce who we have next week? Are we locked in? Are we gonna? Should we?
Wait a minute.
Let people keep them hanging. We can keep them hanging.
We can keep them hanging.
We're gonna have something next Thursday. All right,
Yeah,
we're gonna have something. We have a guest lined up. Go ahead, Profound.
He did confirm. So you want to go ahead and just go ahead and put it on.
It might be like what, a hologram if
Nah. We got the Almighty K Solo coming in next week.
Hey Solo.
K Solo.
Mom's in my business.
Yes,
my business.
And it's dope because Meth and Red's got the verses coming up on the 20th.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I believe that K Solo might be in the house for that too.
Oh, dope.
So, that might be dope to, you know what I mean? And he's got an extensive whatever with EPMD and the whole his squad and his relationship with Red still. So yeah.
Dope. Well, can't wait to chat it out with K Solo. So everyone tuning in, your homework for the week, go listen to K Solo music all week long. Get ready for that. So as we give our shout outs tonight, before you give your shout out, without explanation, this is going to be the hardest part. Without explanation, give us your prediction on who's going to win that battle, Redman or Method Man. All right. Got to pick one without explanation. All right. Can't explain yourself.
Going first.
Give us the winner and then give us your shout outs. All right. Joe, why don't you go first?
On us at the last minute. What is this?
I'm gonna say Redman, and shout out to my god brother. He's listening right now on the chat. So shout out to him, my man Robbo.
Shout out,
right
Robbo.
IOMOS, who you got?
You said between Redman and Method Man?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude. What did you say, Joe?
I said Redman.
You got a lot of questions, Iowa. It was a one-word answer.
God, man.
2 syllables. I guess Method Man's 3 syllables.
I'm gonna have to go with Redman, bro. Oh my God, I gotta go with Redman.
His clock ran out. He's done.
All right. Any shout outs for us tonight, IOMOS?
Shout out Boom Bap Chat as always, family. Shout out to Special Ed.
Yeah.
For coming through. It was really dope. And just shout out to my people, all the people that's in Cincinnati,
yeah,
Kentucky, my family in Chicago, New York, where Neville is, and Orlando, where Pro is, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the foundation, which is Chicago. And for us, for me and Pro. And yeah, man, I'm just, yeah, man. I love y'all brothers. And I think this is a beautiful thing that we're doing. I'm just happy to be a part of this. So that's my shout out for today, for tonight.
Right on, man. Happy you're here, IOMOS. Neville, who you got, man? What are your shout outs?
Wait, did Profound go already?
No, I'm confirming with K
Last.
Solo while we're
I
doing all
figured
of
it.
that.
I wanted to hear what he said first. I'll follow him. I'm a what a sheeple. Let's see. Man, I have an answer, but man, all right, man. There's the answer that I feel is the right answer, and there's the answer that I think is gonna happen. And I know you said one answer, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. Method is going to win, but I think Redman should.
All
So
right.
there's my vote.
There's your prediction. Yeah,
so
I got you.
Redman is me in the heart, but I think Meth's star power is gonna and his guest appearance. You said no explanations, but I'm sorry. It's hard for me to answer that definitive. What method is it? All right. If I'm gonna put money on it, say Method. Okay. But I don't think that's who should be winning the final to me. Anyway, damn, I'm on this recording saying this. This ain't good. Suppose we meet these guys. No. Okay.
You're good, man. You're good. And what are who are you shouting out?
Shout outs? Just simple words, man. Words that should become verbs, right? Love, patience, peace, understanding, overstanding, whatever, health, strength, knowledge, spirituality. I mean, those are my shout outs, man. Let's shout that. Let's shout that out. Yeah. You know, from the mountaintops down to the valleys, man. That's my shout out. Can we hear the trumpet blast? Can we hear the horns blow? And let's let that go from north, south, east, west. Like that's
amen to that. Right on. All right, Profound. You had time to know it over.
Redman.
Facts. All right, there you go.
And Redman. Anything else is wrong. Redman.
I hear a lot of bets coming on. Am I the only Met? Am I the only one?
Well, I haven't gone yet, but so far
hasn't gone yet. Hasn't gone yet.
All right, we're going to put a wager on this
there you go.
But we can't put a wager on it because who judges the verses?
This is true.
Right. See,
this is true.
No.
So it's all. What's the word? It's all. What's the word? When you like just kind of leave it up to the people, or it's like up to us, I guess. Up to right.
Yeah. Well, we got. We're biased.
And goes. Who really? Can you say who won that? No, right?
Nah.
But people, yeah. So maybe it's gonna be a draw. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Anyway, it's fun.
It's gonna draw with a red crayon or a red permanent marker, and it's gonna say Redman. Time for some action. That's what it's gonna say. That's what it's gonna say. And my shout outs are quick, man, to the whole crew. I like what we doing too, man. I think what we doing here is so dope. And it's not like what I've seen. I watch podcasts and interviews throughout the week. I have been for months. So I like what we doing, man. I want to give a shout and props to everybody here, man. Definitely props to Ed, came through. That was dope. And everybody that we've had has been dope since I've been a part of this thing, you know what I mean, from the beginning. So I want to definitely get that shout like that. And then, my main thing, man, for everybody out here and anybody that's within earshot of this, man, to echo the room, love and positivity, man, and understanding, period, for every person and each individual person, starting with yourself first, you know what I mean? And then you can definitely grow to understand and be positive outside of yourself.
Right on.
We're all special in our own way.
Yes. I want to give it shout out, of course, to you fellas, and Special Ed and MJ. Of course, rest in peace to Steezo.
Shout out MJ. Rest in peace, Steezo.
I also want to shout out everyone following on Facebook. We had a lot of people tuning in. Mark Anthony Harris, appreciate you, man. Mike Brennan, Robert Walker, Devin. What's up, Devin? Mandy B. I don't know who Mandy. You know Mandy B, Profound? Mandy B.
Yeah. Yep. That's my baby girl.
And everyone else tuning in. We really appreciate you. Shout out to K Solo. Can't wait to chat with him next week. And shout out everyone that just, that's supporting the good boom bap hip hop music, the thoughtful stuff. Special Ed talked about it a little bit, that there are artists out there that's doing good work, conscious work. And let's gravitate towards that and promote that. And
Absolutely.
and get that out to the world. Do what we can to get that out. So, all right, y'all, be good. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week. On that note, we say peace, peace, peace.
Peace.
Boom Bap Review.
Indeed.